So classified paper 6, topic metal, question 2. The question is steel nails rust in the presence of air and water. We have to plan an investigation to show that coating nail with the paint help to protect the nails from rusting. We have to show that steel nails with zinc help to protect the nails from rusting. And we have to determine which coating is more effective at protecting the steel nail from rusting. You are provided with uncoated nails. We have the nails without any layer coat. We have steel layer with the paint. We have steel nails with a coated with zinc, and we have the common lab apparatus. So how we plan this?
And
Yeah.
first, get the uncoated nail and do not coat it with anything, and then take a coated with a paint and coated with zinc, and the result will be that the uncoated will rust faster or first. So this will show that coating actually prevents rusting.
Okay.
And the one which is more effective, we can say the one which prevents rusting for a longer time.
Hmm. That is right. But the only one point you miss is what parameter you will measure to know which one is a good for preventing the rust. So you can compare the weight of the nails. Like we measure the weight of the nails because, for example, when if it is rust, a layer of a rust is there on the nail, the weight will change. Weight will increase actually. Or if you scratch, if it is a rust layer is there, like rust is formed, and you scratch the layer, then the weight will decrease. But usually when the rusting happen or occur, the weight will increase as there will be a layer of iron hydroxide, hydrated iron oxide. So what we'll do, we will measure the weight of the nails and we place them into a, yeah, we measure the initial weight and then we place these nails into a like a test tube we can place, add water. And one important point, because rusting is a slow process, so you have to mention like you leave it for 1 week, you leave it for 2 weeks, because rusting does not happen overnight. It's a slow process. So we leave for a week or more, and then we will compare, filter off, and then measure the weight of the nails again. And then we'll repeat with the covering one, like the covered with the paint and the covered with the, or we can also take 3 different test tube at the same time. We'll measure the mass of the nails, like take equal mass, it's better, or equal size of the nails, or equal number of the nails we can also take. And then we will add an equal amount of water and leave for the same time interval, and then filter and reweight again. The one which show a smaller change in mass, like the nail with the least rust, the mass increase will be small, or very small amount of a mass will increase. So that is the best coating. So the points you will mention. So we'll measure the mass of nails, or take a measured mass of a nails by using, better mention the term, like the instrument, the apparatus which you are using, by balance. Because first thing we want to show that it protects from rusting, the coating prevent it from rusting. And the second thing we want to check which one is zinc turning to zinc oxide. That will be negligible change. So first what we'll do, we'll measure the mass of a nail by a balance. Then we'll take 10 cm cube of tap water. Why tap water? Because tap water, if you take a boiled water, then it won't have dissolved oxygen, so it won't rust easily. So take 10 cm cube of tap water by using measuring cylinder. And transfer to a test tube. Then we will add nails, leave the apparatus for 2 weeks because rusting is a slow process. Then we will filter and reweigh.
We can also say dry with tissue paper.
Dry with tissue paper, you can mention that as well. Filter, dry, and reweigh. And then we'll repeat with a coating of paint and zinc. And then we'll compare the change in the mass or amount of rust form on the surface.
You can mention keep the mass same.
Yeah, we keep the mass same, should be there. Or keep the volume of the water you took for each experiment should be same. You can also mention like take 3 test tubes and you are doing like otherwise if you do with one test tube at once, it's the same idea. You can mention like take 3 different test tube, add equal amount of water, one which is having a iron nail uncoated, the other two coated one. Leave all the apparatus for 2 weeks or more or 1 week or more, and then filter and reweight again. Why do we reweigh? We want to find like the one which shows a greater change in mass. It means that it has more or rusted more. The mass has increased. Like example, if I say we have 3 different test tubes. In the beginning, all were having say 2 grams of iron nails, 2 grams of nails, steel nails, and that is in the beginning of experiment. A, B, and C. So this was A, this one is B, this one is C. But after 2 weeks, we found this one having a mass of 2.3. This one example having a mass of 2.2. And this one is having a mass of 2.1. So why the mass increase? Because a layer of a rust is there on the surface. So what it shows? It shows that the which is the best one, A, B, or C?
C.
C. Because a smaller change in a mass is there. So compare the change in mass. The one which shows a smaller change in mass is best coating. Is it clear this experiment?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Okay. Then another experiment which you have to plan related to the metal. We have 3 different metals such as iron, tin, zinc. They all reacted with hydrochloric acid to produce a hydrogen gas. We have to plan an experiment to determine the order of the reactivity of iron, tin, and zinc. You are provided with a powdered sample of a metal and common lab apparatus is there.
We
So
will
how, yeah,
measure volume of gas formed
volume of gas form in for a same time interval
for
because
a specified time.
yeah, specific time interval. The one which show a great like give off a greater volume in a same time interval, that is the first. Or there is also another way. You can also use a displacement method. Yeah, use same amount of HCl and
Loss
same.
of mass in unit
Yeah,
time.
yeah. You can also compare like displacement method. You will make the salt solution like you add zinc to acid, you add tin to acid, you add iron to acid. It will become salt solution like zinc chloride, tin chloride, iron chloride. And each of them, like if we have a iron chloride solution, we'll add tin and zinc and check whether it displaces or no. Then we repeat with tin chloride solution, we add iron and zinc, we'll check whether they displace or no. So that also you can mention, or you can also measure the volume of the gas given off. So we'll take fixed volume of acid and fixed mass of the metal also should be there. Like otherwise it won't it may affect. Yeah. So we check every metal, uh, tin, iron. So it's like the second method is you first add acid to the metal and make their solutions. Remove the filter of the excess of the metal. How you'll score 6 marks is like for a displacement method, how the 6 marks are there. First 1 mark is for mentioning, then when you add the metal to acid, it will become salt. Like example, we took equal amount of hydrochloric acid. That is, like we took equal or same amount of hydrochloric acid. Then we add one we add zinc. Another one we add tin. Another one we add iron. So this will become zinc chloride solution. That is 1 mark, like mentioning the type of a solution form. This will be tin chloride and this will be iron 2 chloride. That is score 1 mark. Then what we will do to this solution, we will add, because it's a zinc solution, so we'll add tin and check whether a metal deposit or no, like displacement happen or no. Then we repeat with iron. Same thing, tin solution we'll do with zinc and iron. And for iron solution, we'll do with tin and zinc. So observe if the metal are formed or no. And then the one which displaces, like the metal which displaces, like which is not able to, like other metals are not able to displace. Like example, we have zinc, tin, and iron. The one in which the metal is not displaced by other two is the most reactive. The one in which the metal is displaced by both of them, both of the other metal, it means that's the least reactive. And the one which is metal is displaced by only one of them, it is moderate reactivity, like it is not the most, not the least, it's in between. So displacement method, how you score the mark? 1 mark you mentioned, will add metal to the acid to make a salt solution. Then add two different metals, like we have a zinc salt solution, we add tin and iron. And we observe whether a metal displays. And as a result, how we conclude or how we write a conclusion that the salt solution in which metal is not displaced by both, it is the most reactive. And the salt solution in which the metal is displaced by one of them, it is moderate reactivity, and both of them, it is the most reactive. It's the least reactive. And you can also do the one which is in the beginning, as we mentioned, that we'll take equal volume of acid, we add the metal and measure the volume of a gas given off at a specific time interval. The one which give a greater amount of gas in a specific time interval, that is the most reactive. That's it. So this method can be used, or you can also use like take equal amount of HCl in a conical flask, add known like metal equal amount known mass of a metal, and then collect the gas given off in say 3 minutes, 2 minutes, short time interval, so you can identify reactivity like after 2 minutes. And then repeat the experiment with equal amount and concentration of HCl and same mass of the other metal, and compare the volume of a gas given out. The one which give a greater volume of a gas in a specific time interval, that is the most reactive. Is it clear, this one, the experiment?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, very clear.